Hello, everybody. All my peeps just waiting for me. Thanks, you guys. Hi, Julie, Dave, Alicia, Sean. Hello. Hey, Teresa. Oh, you guys are just awesome. Thank you for being here on this beautiful Monday evening. Woohoo. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Well, today we had a little cooler day. It was, we actually managed to hit 50. Otherwise, pretty much stayed in the 40s. Tonight, we're supposed to be down to 26. So I think it's the last below freezing night that we're going to have. It's cold and wet there. Yeah. Hey, Patty. Hi. I'm guessing it's Patty. I don't think Mac puts up the little hearts. Oh, I know, Julie, compared to your, yeah, it's 48 right now, compared to your 90-degree weather that you've had. It's like, oh. But by next Monday, now it's supposed to be in the 70s. So, so yeah, we'll be getting there. But some rainy days this week, some sunny days. So trying to get outside and get some stuff done. So, well, Sean, hey, I'm a degree colder than you. How about that? You must be getting that southern flow now, I would think. Hey, Zany May, hello to you. Thank you for coming in. We have a great group of people here. Hey, Matt, Sarah, and kiddos, the whole family. Woohoo! I'm so honored. You guys, that's so great. We will soon get together. Absolutely. Very soon. Okay, Dave, you're colder than we are. Yeah, I guess it just depends on what side of the front you're on. So, yeah. You guys, Matt and Sarah with Homestead Engraving Business and Life, they are not too far away. I want to say definitely within an hour of me, I would think. We still have to determine where we live here, you guys. But, oh, it is Mac. Mac putting up the pink hearts. Oh, you're good. You just like to keep us guessing. I am doing well. Yes, so we need to get together. But you guys, you know, they're just starting out. Would like to get them, you know, just get them known. Homestead Engraving Business and Life. They're making their way around all the channels and the lives, and just go check them out and see. They're doing bees and homeschooling and a bunch of other stuff. So gardening and home business and lots of stuff. So I just want to give them a shout out. Yeah, I'm doing well. Sean, are you serious? You were 70 on Saturday? Oh my goodness. That was warmer than me. Absolutely. But we had an absolutely gorgeous day. One of those super clear days where the sky, there's absolutely no cloud, and it's a deep blue, kind of almost an October sky, which is unusual for us to get it in May, but this morning it was beautiful. Hey, Going Green Mom. Hi. How are you? Hi, Christina. Thank you. Yeah. So all your moms out there, did you have a good Mother's Day? You're welcome. I know, just living our crazy life. And, you know, that's the beauty of doing our channels, is that everybody's life is different. And so when we start sharing it, you know, we can see how either, you know, totally chaotic and crazy somebody else's life is, and going, oh, thank goodness I'm not that way. or probably more often it's, you know, wow, they've really got it together. I've got to try better and see if I can apply some of their things to my life. So, not that we're comparing it all, because getting into comparison isn't good, but it's like learning from one another, you know, that kind of thing. So, Judy, you're in here. Oh, hello. You're making potato flakes. Oh, that's awesome. I do have to do a video on rehydrating them, they're not like your instant flakes that you get. So it does take half hour, 40 minutes or something for them to rehydrate and get back to mashed. But, you know, for having something for a long-term storage or, you know, for a number of years, they're awesome. They're so great. It just takes a little bit. Christina, yes. Oh, you've got to go, Zany May. Oh, sorry about that. So you take care, and appreciate you stopping in. Wilderstead, hello. I'm so glad you could make it. Thanks so much. Oh, thanks, Matt. How was my Mother's Day? It was odd. it was good and it was hard. You know, just being alone and the isolation. It's one of my tougher days of the year, just because of some other circumstances. But you know, made it through. Talked with family and visited with friends and everything's on the phone and FaceTiming, so that really helped. But otherwise, it was good. It was blessed, I should say. It was really good. So exactly, Christina. Experience it, but don't compare. Right, because everybody's in a different place. They have different circumstances. I mean, we're as many people as are individuals out there are the number of different ways that we can homestead, we can grow things, we can do all this stuff. So yeah, it takes a while. So exactly, Matt, it does make each one of us better. Hey, Lone Hair and Homestead, hi. I'm glad you could make it here. Thank you. Oh, for you too, Alicia. I know, yeah. Exactly, Dave and Amanda. That's what makes it hard. It's like, you know, and we're still chilly, and we're still in the 40s, and we are only, what, 6 weeks out from the longest day of the year. And it's like, then it's going to start getting shorter again. And so it's just, it's a strange time because, you know, we're just chilly and yet the super long days, you know, and it's just interesting. Yeah, I hear you staying outside working way too much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So what do some of you do for Mother's Day? Mac, I hope you did like breakfast in bed for Patty or something like that. So, hey Debbie, hi, how are you doing? Judy, were you able to see your kids? I hope so, that would be nice. Going Green Mom, how was your Mother's Day? Hopefully this is the last frost. I know, I'm hoping so too. I know we have, like I said, we won't be into the 70s until next Monday, but our lows are in the 40s after tonight. That's good. That'll be so much better. Hey, Weedy Garden. Hi. Oh, yeah, I just talked to them. I know. That was tough. You grilled, called your daughters and your mom. It was your youngest first official one. Oh, that's right. She just had her baby. That's so great. Thank you, Julie. So, anyway, wanted to show one of the things that I just did. I don't know if any of you follow Anna at Fermented Homestead or not, but she's a kind of a newer channel, probably in the last 6 months, I would say, something like that, 6 or 8 months. And it's Going Green Mom. You got a surprise visit from your kiddos while their stepmom went to visit her mom. Okay. How did the soup come out? Debbie, your daughter came home from college and your son made a great lunch. Oh, that's so nice. Alicia, your church had a Mother's Day drive-through giveaway. Roses, a kit for the kids to make. Oh, that is awesome. That is great. But still, just, the thought for that, that's great. I understand about the caffeine. Um, anyway, Anna at Fermented Homestead does a lot of naturally fermenting and everything. And one of the things, she just put up a video this week of something that she did 5 months ago, actually, and then she showed again how she did it. And it was fermenting garlic, cloves, in honey. And she just put the cloves in there, poured the honey over it, just sealed the jar, and put it away for 5 months. Hey, Eli. Good evening to you. And it was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And so she does that at this time of the year so that by the time winter comes around and the cold and flu season next November, October, November, and everything, that you can start, because garlic is a huge immune booster. The word's out, and so is honey. And so not only do you get garlic infused honey, which would sound really amazing on something, but you've got garlic that is the honey tames down the bite of it, so you can actually eat a whole clove and you don't get that intense bite of the garlic, but you get all the benefits of it. And so I made up some jars. I have four half-pint jars, I think it is. So we'll see how it goes, and I might do some more over the next couple months. But anyway, it'll give me a good start. I think I got somewhere between 20 and 25 cloves in a jar. So, that's 3 weeks if I take one a day or something. And I don't know if I'd want garlic infused honey in my tea. That would be really odd. But anyway, it'll work something. So you guys, it's just like such a great idea. So anyway, I did that today. Oh, okay. Yes, going green mom. Yep. Good thing to find out. Hi, Grammy Karen. Thank you for coming. So, I know, Sean. I haven't done this for a while, but a few years ago. But yeah, I'm trying to fight colds and everything. It was before I went gluten-free, actually. And so I would take a clove and slice it into thin slices and then layer it like on a cracker and then to eat it. It was like, yeah, I probably don't want to get around me too closely after all that garlic, but it helped. So I know, it is a great combinations. Yeah. Eli, we're starting to get the mosquitoes here. Actually, probably about 2 weeks ago, they showed up. Tonight might keep them away a little bit, but oh, sorry, Grammy Karen. What do you use the fermented garlic for? You take it and you eat like a clove a day, and it's an immune booster, and it helps to boost your immune system when cold and flu season come around. So that's a great help there. Do I cold pack it then or just let it sit? You just let it sit, because honey will last forever, and garlic in the honey will last like almost forever too. So you just let it sit for like 5 months, and they'll be fine. So it just kind of ferments in there in a way. The garlic ferments in the honey, and so yeah, just let it sit. You don't can it or anything like that. You just seal up the jar, and that's it. So I got behind here. Sorry. I know from what I understand, there isn't a way to can it. You'd have to dehydrate it or something like that. So, and then powder it or something like that. Eat fresh sliced onions and cheese. Well, I suppose that would do it too, Sean. Oh, thanks, Grandma Karen. Um, Getting behind here. Oh, that's true. The garlic would keep the mosquitoes away. Yeah, I've heard that bananas attract mosquitoes. So, but anyway, Dave's here. Hey, Oak Knob Farm. Hello, how are you? They don't ever go away in Indiana. I know. They hide out here. Cream honey after. Oh, good for you. Good for you. I know it's just a particular way of storing it. I think, and I don't know if it's just because I don't think you add anything to it at all. It's just like it's whipped or something. So, but I love it that way. I really do. So, yes, Judy is peeled. I actually got some bags of already peeled garlic because I just haven't been able to grow it here. So, yeah, if you get that and just take the bags and then I just squirted the honey in there, just easy peasy. And honey squeezy, there you go. Oh, people say there isn't science behind the banana thing, but it's definitely accurate for me. Yeah, I know the bananas. So I found out this weekend in watching Big Bear Homestead did a live on capturing 2 bee swarms, and we found out that the lemongrass, putting lemongrass in the swarm, what is it, the swarm catcher, the box that catches the swarm. If you put some lemongrass oil in there, it actually mimics the pheromones of the queen bee, and so it's easier to bring them in there and capture them and everything. But Brett at Broussard was saying that also bananas have the same kind of smell. And it's like I said, well, could you just put a piece of banana in there, because it's like, okay. He goes, no, that would make them really angry. So don't eat bananas if you're beekeeping or about to do that. Let it get through your system first. So anybody beekeeping, yeah, do that. So, yep, the bananas. Sean, that's naughty. Mm. Hey, Kiri, hello. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, just no garlic smoothie. Well, if you both eat the garlic, you don't know any differently, right? The creamy honey thing, I have some of this called spun honey. I know, when I was growing up, that's what we called it, spun honey. So, yeah, I don't know enough of how that's made. I just know that that's what I end up getting, and that's what I like. So, a swarm trap, there you go. Oh, I just, oh, nah, I'm not going to get jealous, Eli. Unless you're bucking for something. Oh, all right, guys. Oh, it's 20 after already. All right, we're going to talk green beans. And I don't know where Scott is tonight. I guess it's just too nice out in California right now. Just moved out here. But anyway, so yes, we did the honey garlic. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, I would imagine, Julie, that would be very, very crucial for them. That's interesting. All right, so we're going to talk about green beans here. Now, most of you are already gardening and everything, and there is about green beans, but I'm just going to kind of go through this, and really for the sake of those who come on afterwards, I guess, who want to know more about green beans. But if you guys have any questions, please, throw them out. So Um, yep, do some succession planting with green beans. So there's really two different kinds of beans that you can grow, pole beans and bush beans. I grow bush beans. I have tried the pole beans in the past, but with my short growing season, they were just taking too long. And then by the time they were really rolling and producing, we were getting frost. And so it just didn't pay for me. But it was a good test. We made like a little tent type of thing and just had them kind of growing all over. So it was one of my first years gardening. And, so you do. And so anyway, I grow bush beans. That's what works for me. And works great for my climate, for my gardening, for my space, and that type of thing. I really don't have any place to put cattle panels in my garden because my beds are so close together. And if I did, it would shadow my other beds and my plants. So I have to really keep that in mind and be conscious of that. So Kiri, you need to know what to plant or put out to keep rattlesnakes away from your place. I don't know. I don't deal with rattlesnakes, thankfully. So I'm not sure. Okay, Alicia, good. I know but and that's another thing with the bush beans. If I plant them, yes, there's succession planting, but usually they come all within 2 to 3 weeks. And so I just pick, and then and I'm done with them. And so the rattlesnake pole bean grows prolific in zone 5. Okay, very good. Anybody in zone 5 or more? That would be a good one, the rattlesnake pole bean. Yes, you can pickle them too. So green beans they're green. You can get them in purple, red, yellow, and streaked. And I actually have a streaked one that I'm going to try this year. But I've heard that once you can them, they just turn green anyway. So they're just kind of fun to have on the bush there, on the vine. The one thing about having a different color bean, now they're going to have different flavors too, like a yellow wax bean, so you kind of have to try them to figure out what you like. But the fun thing about a different color bean is that they're easy to find. They're easy to pick. Green beans, they can mimic the stalks of the beans, and so a lot of times I miss them until they're like this big around or something. They're huge. I know, Eli, we're talking beans here. Okay. Yes, there probably will be a few snakes around here that will lose their lives this summer too. And I know I'm not supposed to kill the garter snakes, but it's just kind of when they're up at my door, it's like that they've crossed the barrier there. So, yes, dilly beans. That's okay. So that's another way of preserving them. So bush beans, their nature is to grow compactly. They get about 2 feet high. They don't require an extra support or a lot of space or anything like that. Pole beans need to have trellis or staking, and they can reach actually 10 to 15 feet high. So if they're growing great and you have a great summer for them, you've got to anticipate they're going to grow high. Now you can, just nip them off at the top so that the vine stops growing in the pole bean, and then it will end up producing more beans. So that'll kind of flesh out in that way. So, yeah, Kiri, I totally get you there. So Debbie, you like to grow big bush beans too. Oh, that's good. So bush beans generally require just less maintenance, and they're a little bit easier to grow. But if you have a longer growing season, pole beans will produce more. So, and it says that they're generally a little more disease resistant. And I would think that's because they're not so close to the ground. Any plant that is real close to the dirt, you're going to pick up more diseases just by doing that. And that's why I do mulch around my green beans so that when it's raining and stuff and watering, I don't get the dirt splashing up on them. Send fast email, that's cute. Dave, I am actually zone 3 where I am. So I'm kind of, there's zone 4s around me, but I'm in kind of this little finger that comes in kind of from the west, and I'm in a zone 3 where I'm at. So I know, Eli. So you can't fire me. Sorry, that's not going to happen. I just can't do them. It's one of those things. So, Alicia, you're zone 5 too. Okay, so you're not too far from Oak Knob Farm then either. So in that area. So bush beans will produce anywhere from 50 to 55 days or so. Pole beans can take 55 to 65 days to start maturing. So there could be a difference of 2 weeks before they start producing, even longer if that, depending on the weather, depending on your zone and everything else. But pole beans can produce for a month or 2, whereas bush beans are less. So you got a college credit. Wow. Well, Kiri, look at you. Yeah, I just, some people have a thing with spiders and some are with other things, and it's like my system automatically goes into that flight or fight mode, and it's like it's mostly flight, but it's like my adrenaline spikes just 150% right then. It's just like, and it's just an automatic reaction. It's nothing that I'm conscious of. Like, it's just what happens with me, and I just can't deal with that. So I know that would be kind of nice. I could grow a little bit more. Absolutely, Eli. Can I succession plant on the bush beans in the same location without another crop in between? I would think so. Yes, I'm going to actually do that this summer because I'm going to get my beans going right away. I'm actually going to cover them to get them started a little faster. And I've got a variety that I used to grow a long time ago, and they're 49-day maturity. And so I should be able to have them done and producing by the 2nd to 3rd week in July. So by August 1st or the first week or something, they should be done, and then I can plant another set right away, and they should be done before first frost. And so I'm going to try it. It might not work out, but I'm going to try it and see how it goes. So we'll see. Because even though I still have beans left from last year, it's just one of those things that I'm going to, if I can put up a lot, I'm going to try. So they don't need like tons of, fertilizer and different things. You don't have to baby them. Beans are pretty hardy in that way. Bush for canning, yeah, lots at once. Pull for eating. That's a good way to do it, Dave. Yep, can them all, and then you have some other fresh stuff. Oh, thanks, Lone Herring. Oh, you can't kill them when you're running away. I know. It's, have I planted anything in the ground yet? No, not yet. I still have my, I don't know if you can see here. There's my little greenhouse, and so things are getting big. In fact, I've just started setting up, if you can see, my frame for the plants that are going to be too high in the little mini greenhouse here. So spiders don't bother me. I mean, I don't want them coming down like in my face, but it's like I don't panic when I see one. So, but yeah, the snake thing is just, It's like I go into almost a heart attack right away. It's like I can't help it. It just does. So all those snakes are kept in aquariums. They took them out one at a time. Okay. How did we get on a snake subject here? I'm trying to talk beans, you guys. All right. So you're going to try succession planting, starting some indoors with direct sow, fill in the gaps. Okay. Yeah, it's one thing though that, and I don't know, are you planning on transplanting yours, Dave? Because beans have a shallow enough root system where you don't want to be transplanting them. It kind of messes them up. Yeah, it's so anyway, yeah, it says seeds are best sown outdoors anytime after your last frost. The soils have to warm to at least about 50 degrees. I find that it's better if, and I suppose that would be an average between daytime, nighttime temperatures and how it goes. But really, anytime that I've planted green beans um, before June 1st, they haven't germinated. They just kind of sit and rot in the ground. So, oh, okay. You've been harvesting for 3 weeks already. That is nice. We have a bit in the dirt in zone 5. Brassica transplants, peas. Okay. Yep. Thanks, Alicia. Oh, it's basically an experiment. The transplants. Okay. Okay. I've grown them for so long and I kind of really know what I'm doing with them, but I did do a lot of research today to fill in with that. And so I'm just kind of going by what other master gardeners are saying. But anyway, hey, Sam, thanks for coming in. If I had an acre of green beans, oh my gosh, I grow a 4 foot by 6 foot and I get, 50 jars of green beans. So I wouldn't even know what an acre would be. I'm not sure. And I have no idea how much money that would be going into like commercial gardening and probably feeding either restaurants or a food plant or something like that. So yep, same with squash. Absolutely. Do I soak my beans before planting? No, I don't. I know that's one way of being able to do it. You get a quicker germination that way. I mostly focus on making sure that it's warm enough out because the green beans they'll just take off if it's warm enough. And I know, Maker. Hey, Brenda. Hello. Thank you for being here. Bev, hello. Thanks. I'm glad you were able to make it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you don't want to plant too early because cold, moist soil will actually delay the germination and can cause the seeds to rot. And that's happened to me before. If I get a little too anxious and excited about getting out there in the garden and planting the things, and I plant them and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and 2 or 3 weeks into it, I go out and look and I dig them up and the seeds aren't even there anymore. They just kind of like dissolved. So it's not worth it because you're wasting your seed. And just wait until it's warm and get them out there. They also like full sun. So if you want to get a head start on it, you can use some black plastic or landscape fabric to help warm the soil. And so that will help if you need to get them in there and get them going. And then make sure that they stay covered at night or something like that, and that can help. Says grow them in well-draining soil with just a normal fertility. They don't need a supplemental fertilizer as they fix their own nitrogen, and they do. The root systems have these little nitrogen nodules on there, and so they will actually not only feed the plant, but they feed the soil too, which is really, really cool. So, hey, Linda Bird, good. Say good morning. Good evening to you. I didn't just wake up either. So you have done both soaked and then used dry and never saw a difference. Okay. I think maybe one year I tried soaking them and then it was just like too much of a problem. And then if you don't use them all, in your space, then you've got these soaked beans where you've got to try to find a place for them. But um, you're doing something being crazy in zone 5. Hi, Ray. Hello. You soaked organic black turtle beans to eat and you kept a few. You soak them for 48 hours and use a brown paper bag and put them in there. Okay, very cool. Green beans are an annual that will grow either as a bush or a vine. Growing beans indoors is best to plant the bush green variety as they're smaller and grow better in containers. Yeah, if you're going to do them start them early, just keep them in the containers then. Okay, very cool. That's where it's fun to experiment to see what works for you and what works in your area, in your climate, everything else, and for what you have. So, yeah, I don't soak either. So, thanks, Granny Karen. Um, well, Eli, you're gonna have to make me an offer I can't refuse then. So, with a cold frame, you can start in April. Yes, I would love a cold frame at some point. That would be so nice. You plant beans, dry, no soaking. Hi, Shayla. Hello. Thank you so much. That's okay. You move things in your garden to use nitrogen. Yes. So I do rotate them around from the beds that I want to plant in because they do put that extra nitrogen in the soil, and it really helps a lot. And so other vegetables like onions, they need a lot of nutrients and everything, as in peppers and tomatoes and stuff. So it's nice to have a crop that can actually put things back in there. So that really helps. Um, so yeah, so grow them in well draining soil. It says, however, poor soil should still be amended with like aged manure or compost in the fall, not right in the spring, because that would be too much for the plants. Now, last year in my bed, I needed to actually add potash in there. So, that's the leaves weren't getting the nice deep green, and it was also I was using a different variety of seed that I'd never used before, and I wasn't really happy with them. So I'm going back to what has worked really well for me. Hey, Patty, hello. You did a red heart. Mac did a pink heart, and I thought it was you. So, hey, Thrifty VG, thanks for coming in. You're here for a little while. You're on the road. Aw, thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate that. Hello, Jesus is Lord. It's dropping by for cake and coffee. Well, I can't help you there, but anyway, so yeah, because beans, they don't need as much. You don't want to compost with manure and stuff in the spring right before planting. It's a little hard on them. They prefer a slightly acidic soil. And yeah, when you're doing pole beans, don't just stick them in the ground and then try to figure out your support system. Make sure you get your trellises or your poles or whatever it is in before you plant. Otherwise, you end up disturbing the plants and they won't really grow. So, hey, Organic Raw Roots. Hello. Oh, I'm doing well. How about you? Yes, mint will always come back. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, Jesus Lord. That's great. I hope I can at least give you guys a little joy on Monday night. So, how tall do beans grow? Bush beans will get about 18 to 24 inches tall. So about 2 feet is the max height. Now, pole beans can grow 10 to 15 feet. So you have to kind of figure out what your space is and everything. Hey, Crystal, what's up with you? I'm doing well. I figured out you guys, the Northstar Prepsteader, everybody's got their, their groupie people. It's like you guys are all my stars. How's that? Are you okay with that? You're all my stars. Oh, thanks, Karen. I really appreciate that very much. Azuki beans. Oh, I've never heard of those. What are those, bush or pole, or what kind of beans? Are they a hard dry bean? Never heard about them. Oh, that's good, Alicia. I'm so glad. Oh, you're singing there, Shayla. That's great. You're at the office for the... Oh, that's awesome. At the office, that's great. Use comfrey as a compost for the beans. That's awesome. That is great. Pole will grow all summer. Yep. The longer your summer, the longer your vine. Ooh, so true. Good point, Dave. You love to be my star. That's awesome. You're a roadie. Fixing those breakdowns on the road, right, with that wrench. So, yes, I owe music too. I am working on it. Actually, Dave, I'm probably 2/3 of the way through. I'm actually writing a homesteading song. So I'm trying to get that done so that I can record that and do that for your collab. So trying to work on that. For me, it's like, it's either all or nothing, I guess. I just do it 100%. Patty, bush. Oh, it's a bush bean. You can use it as a dry bean. You're learning about it this year. Super cool. I just spilled water all over myself. Oh, I have a drinking problem. All right. Oh yeah, you're writing another. Super awesome. I am going to be using my comfrey a lot more this year. I have not, until this last year, I didn't realize all of the benefits and the possibilities of what I can do with it in my garden. I just was growing it as a medicinal and using it for that. But all of the garden benefits, I'm going to utilize it like crazy this year. So, so yes, I'm looking forward to doing that too, making some comfrey tea for the garden and stuff like that. So, did I get any filming done? Oh, you're asking her, so never mind. Yes. Sunflower sprouts can be eaten. Now fix that. Okay. Ray, what will it fix? It'll fix my drinking problem here. I always spilled water on me. Thank you, Brenda, so much. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for coming in. You're in North Central Alabama, trying new green beans. Contender? Yes, I'm doing an early contender. That's what I'm growing this year, as well as the, oh shoot, I don't have them here. What do I might. They're the striped dragon tongue. That's what it is, the dragon tongue one. So I wanted just something a little fun to grow. So I'm going to see how that works out for me. Oh, very cool, Shayla. I'm going to be digging some up. Just came over from Pepsi. Yes, I know. Anyway, so 70 parts. Okay, so when you're planting the beans, sow them 1 inch deep, about 2 to 3 inches apart. If you're doing a row, and then have the rows about 18 to 24 inches apart. I don't do rows. I do what we call broadcast planting. Some people are calling it square gardening now, but I just do broadcast. So what that means is that, okay, I've kind of shown this to you guys before. I'm going to see this up. So it's like this is my garden bed, and I could start it right in the corner here, and then do like 6 inches all the way around, and just fill the garden bed. And in a 4 by 6 bed, I can probably get almost 100 plants in there. So anyway, it works really well for me. And then what happens is that, and then I mulch it. Well, as soon as the beans are up about 3 or 4 inches or so, then I will mulch and, weed and mulch everything around there so that they can retain some moisture, retain some of the heat in the ground, and then and then as they grow, it helps to keep them moister. Then once they get big enough and they start creating a lot of leaves, they make kind of like a canopy over the whole bed, and so that keeps the ground a lot moister, because beans like about 2 to 3 inches of water a week. So you do have to water them. You have to make sure that they're good. If they get really dry, they will stop producing the flowers, and you want them to keep producing flowers. So if something gets onto the list of food, there might not be extras anymore. You broadcast plant too. Oh, that's awesome. And Eli, I know you've mentioned that a couple times before, and I haven't done anything with those. And I probably should, with like my carrots, especially carrots and lettuce and some everything. What other seeds do you do it with? Because I mean, bean seeds are big, and I can put them out there, and I know where they are. So I just haven't gotten it. I think it's something you need to start to do and just keep in the practice of doing, kind of in that way. So anyway, if you want to do another form of planting pole beans, you can make like a teepee out of 3 or more poles, and these poles should be about 7 feet long. But you can make a teepee of them, gather them at the top and everything, and then you have them down there, and then you'd probably want to put some string or twine around the middle so that they can grab up. But plant about 3 or 4 around each pole, and then as they grow up, train them onto the pole, and then they'll just all keep going up. And you can. It's a little harder to pick them when you go in there, and then cattle panels are huge too for doing that. And hi, Legacy Home and Garden. Hello. We are talking about green beans, bush beans, and pole beans. So, but cattle panels are excellent for growing your pole beans up there. It's whatever you have space for, whatever your garden is. So, Patty, you don't do well with bush green beans. You grow pole beans. Okay. Again, it depends on your climate. You have a long growing season, so that would help you out a lot. Yeah, actually, Matt, that's what Eli does. So, okay, so you do that all winter long for any seed then. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so anything else on here? Crop rotation. Yeah, mulch around it to help retain the moisture. Water regularly. You don't want them to stop flowering, that's for sure. There's different colored flowers that can come on them. You can get white, pink, purple, or multicolored flowers. And beans are hardy zones 2 through 10. So they're a good thing to grow anywhere. Let me see. If in really high heat, so those of you in the south, you want to cover the young plants. If they haven't gotten big enough yet, you want to be able to cover them. So Aw, thanks, Patty. That's really sweet. Are you serious? Oh, going green, Mom. I'm sorry to hear that. Matt, have you guys found some TP? Eli, you're gonna have to be careful. People might steal your seeds. They just think it's toilet paper. Oh, all right. So beans grow best between 65 degrees and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So those are the best times. Um, all right. Some of the pests that you could end up getting. Aphids, cucumber beetles, cutworms, Japanese beetles, Mexican bean beetles, powdery mildew, mosaic viruses, slugs, snails, white mold. Um, some of those are because of damp conditions. Some are overcrowding. Um, so, you know, just kind of check your beans. If you see something starting to eat the leaves and it's getting all lacy, then you're going to have to figure out what's happening there. It might be something else that's bringing it in or whatever. So, what else do we have? Oh, okay. Bye, Grammy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Karen. I really do. Thanks for being here. And if anybody else has to go, but I want to thank all my mods. You guys are awesome. Anybody else, go check out their channels. You know, some of them are just, you guys are rocking it. And I really appreciate all your help here. It's great. So you're soaking pintos right now. You're clearly not ready to eat. Okay. And beans. Awesome. Oh, good, Matt. I'm so glad. That is true, Eli. Yes, I remember that. So, oh, some slugs today in your beans. Ooh. Yes. I also, Howie at Food Forest Permaculture also said that wood ash is really, really good for cutting down the slugs. And that's what I'm going to start incorporating into my beds because I had a terrible slug problem last year. So they don't like the wood ash. That would help keep them away. So, all right. Wood white flies, I've had those too, and then woodchucks, actually. Bacterial or wilt diseases can occur for those who are really hot and humid. When to harvest them. It says to harvest the beans in the morning when their sugar level is the highest, but do it after the dew is gone because if you handle your bean plants while they're wet, that will end up spreading a disease within your beans for sure, but even possibly to other plants in your garden. So don't handle them when they're wet. Pick them every day if you need to, or at least every other day. The more you pick, the more they'll grow. So that's kind of the thing. So be careful in picking them off. You know, not to be pulling up the plants or anything, but just, you know, get them snapped right off, and that'll help. So Japanese beetles did that to your bean leaves last year. Oh, so I know it's tough when you're. Patty, I've only heard about it like a month ago, so I'm actually gonna have to do a little research on that. Maybe ask Howie on that. If I just spread it around on top of the ground, or if I incorporate it into the soil, but I'm not sure. So the beard doesn't work on Irish slugs. Oh, Sean, you would know, yes. Wood ash works like a diatomaceous earth with slugs. Okay, it dries them out. Got it. Okay. All right, a couple more things here. When you pick them, they will stay fresh in the refrigerator for like 4 days or something. If you can't can them right away, at least pick them, get them into the fridge, and then you can work on cleaning them and canning them, or however you're going to preserve them. If you're going to freeze them, I like them canned best, whatever. So lots of different varieties out there. You guys can check them out. The other thing is that beans will absorb odors. in your fridge, like if you have lots of onions or something else in there. Um, if there is an other produce that emits an ethylene gas in there, probably like potatoes, I think do, that will hasten the maturity of the beans. They won't stay as fresh as long, and they'll get a lot harder in the refrigerator. So kind of keep track of that. And I think that's all I have on beans. So prep tip. We're running out of time, guys. The chickens love wood ash. They bathe. Oh, okay. Prep tip. Preserve what you grow. So for short-term stuff, ferment it or freeze it, something like that for your short-term preservation. Your midterm storage, can it or dehydrate it. And for real long-term storage, it's best to have freeze-dried if you can get a hold of a freeze dryer, or dehydrated will last probably up to 10 years or something, but it won't go the 25-year length. And then all of your herbs, dry them. And you can freeze some of them too, but drying really helps. Let me see. Then garden tip. I know I mentioned this, last week, and we've talked about it and you hear about it, but as somebody last year, a year ago, another channel, that when I actually went through my garden plan and talked about this term, grow what you eat, she had heard it and heard it and heard it, and it's like, well, I'll grow things that I like and, this kind of stuff. But she didn't really piece it together until I actually did my plan and how it worked out in that. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much. Oh, great. Okay. Well, thanks for coming. You've tons of both. I know, me too. To grow with you what you eat. So what you need to do is review your recipes and your menus, the things that you actually cook and the things that you make. Review that. Go through your recipes and see what's in there and what ingredients you can actually grow. It's like, if you hardly use tomatoes in any of your recipes or tomato sauce or anything, there's no sense in putting up 80 quarts of tomato sauce if you're not going to eat it. If you need to put up 10, that's fine. And then just grow a couple tomato plants. But if you go through a ton of onions, put up 8 beds of onions or something, if that's what you're going to go through. So it's like, grow what you eat. So what are the ingredients that you need? And then that is what you grow. If it's something that you're able to grow. And it's just like if you have animals too. If you don't like chicken, why are you raising meat chickens? It's like, don't do that. If you need a lot of eggs, raise, have layers and stuff like that. So, it's just being smart with what you're going to use on your property and in your homestead. So anyway, grow what you eat. That's kind of where that is. So anyway, tomorrow morning I will be live at 10 o'clock Central Time. I don't know. There's 2 or 3 things that I'm possibly going to do. I have to figure that out yet tonight. So, but hopefully you can be there. So I know, Alicia. Leave it to Matt to say that. Teresa, you are growing more of what you love and none of the things you don't eat much. Exactly. I mean, it's fun to grow something that it's like really unusual and you just don't know if it's going to be there. But this year in particular, as our food situation is changing out there, we need to really grow what you're eating. So lots and lots of onions. Okay. That's true, still very good. I actually bought a 6-pack last year for my slugs, and I still have 3 cans left. So I'm doing pretty good. I get 2 years out of a 6-pack. I think that's pretty decent. All right, Debbie. Oh, I hope you can. So maybe we'll have to get some of the beer that's going stale by the kid. Oh, well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I know that things are that you work and everything too, and I mean, I work too, but and I understand. So, all right. Thanks, Eli. God bless you too. You'll be there in the morning. Awesome. Super good. Um, Dave at Southern Ohio Prepping probably won't be real happy because I think I'm going to do the food thing again. It's just, I don't really have anything else that I can film inside with my computer. So, and it just doesn't work going outside. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And there's a couple other channels that are going live right now. And just go and support them. I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. And my mods, thank you so much. Take care. God bless. Always have hope. And we will catch you in the morning. Bye.